Hello everyone, welcome back to TVET Channel IT. In today's video we are creating a simple user interface. So this video is for beginners and also for level 2 students which are doing introduction to systems development. So sometimes you will be required to create a user interface and sometimes you will be required to create the whole program. So let us take an example here. Let's say we are given this picture and we are required to create a user interface which looks like this one. What you must do, you must go to Visual Studio and then we create a new project. Then here we can type the name of our project. We can type whatever we want to do. We want to type, let's say we want to say simply interface or simply UI, that is simply user interface. Then we make sure we choose Windows Forms application. Then we click OK. So now what we will do, we will enlarge our form, and first of all we will click our toolbox and we will pin our toolbox so that it must move. If you do not see your toolbox on your left hand side or anywhere in the screen, view and go to toolbox, or you can just click Ctrl Alt and X to view your toolbox. This is how we're going to do our interface. You must know all these controls, or you must identify all these controls. For example, this is a cookbox. This is a cookbox that says please provide the following, and this is a label for first name and surname, and this is a text box, and this is another text box, and this is also a label, but it is a little bit modified, but we will go there on how to do it. And these three are buttons, and this is our form. So you have to know these controls, and sometimes they will be given to you, and all you need to do is to just drag them and drop them in your form. So now that we know all of our controls, we will proceed to do our interface. So first of all, we had a group box, so go here under the toolbox and then search for a group box. Then you drag and drop a group box, and you can adjust your group box as you wish. And also we have a label, so you can take a label. This is a label for first name, and let's take another label for surname. Now we had another label down here that is for displaying your information. Now we'll search for buttons because we have button, so we can take this button and use it as button number 1, button number 2, and button number 3. So if you see, our interface already looks the same as this one. Now what we will do is that we will give text to this interface so that we know the information that we must input here. For example, in this group box, we want this text that says please provide the following, and for these labels we want first name, and these buttons we want welcome, clear, and exit. So this is how we give text to our controls. So you click the control that you want. In our case, we want a group box, and you look for text, which is here on your properties. Now say your properties were not here, what you do is just click it and right click it and go to properties, and they will appear. Now we want to say, please, what was it? Please provide the following. Please provide the following. Then click on the space. Now it says please provide the following. What else you can do is to give text to our labels. So you can say first name, surname, go to our buttons, welcome, clear, and exit. What else you can do? You can add our text boxes. Remember we had text boxes, so our text boxes for user inputs. So we add our 2 text boxes. And now we come into this label, this one, this label. So what we do, we click it and go to properties. We look for auto size and we make it false, and we look for border style. You can choose fixed 3D, or you can choose fixed single, or you can choose fixed 3D. So let us choose fixed 3D. Then we adjust our label as it was on our picture, and we can adjust our buttons. Now we have done our user interface that we are required to do. We can also come here and go to text and delete this text so that our label will be empty. So this is basically how to do a user interface in Visual Basics or in Visual Studio. So what else we can do is that we can give names to these buttons, or maybe all these controls. Let's take for example this button, exit. The name of this button is button 3, the name of this one is button 2. Same goes with this label, the name of this label is label 3, and the name of the text box is text box 1. So what we want to do, we want to give names to these. We don't want to call them button 1, button 2, label 3, label 2. We don't want to call them that, but we want to call them by the names that we will remember when we use when we do the actual coding. Remember, this program does not work. It's only a interface. It is only a user interface. So let us proceed in naming our controls. We can go to a group box and look for a name. If you notice, it says group box 1. You can use a prefix for a group box. So it's GRP for group box. Then what name can we keep to this? We can say user information. We can just say user info. We can just say user info. And remember, when you name when you give name to the controls, you don't leave spaces like this. You don't leave any space as compared to when you give text to a control. When you give text, you can leave space, but when you name, you do not leave any spaces between the prefix and the name of the control. So this is how you name the control, and remember, the name of the control will not appear in the interface. It will only be known by you and the program itself. So we've done naming our code box, we can go to a label. What we can do to a label, we can just say LBL first name, and we go to this text box, we can say txt first name. Remember, this text box will contain the first name, so that's why we name it txt first name. Then we go to this label, you can say LBL for label surname. Then we will do the rest of the controls. LBL display. We call this display because it will display the information, the user information. You can call it whatever you want, but as long as you will remember the name that you have given to it. And you can go to the button, the prefix for button is btn welcome, and we go again to another button, btn clear. Let's say btn exit. So this is how we name our controls. This is how you name your controls. You put a prefix and the name of the control. And also we can change, we can click on here on the form, and we can look for text, and we can write what is it that was written there, welcome program. So we can click here and go to text and write welcome program. So this is how you create a user interface, and there are a lot of other things that you can do in this interface. If you want, you can change the font or the font properties, the size, the color. Let's take for example this one, this group box. We click this group box and look for font. Here is font. We click it and click these three dots here. Then you can set your font to be bold, and you can choose a font. Let's say you can even search for it. Let's say comic, and use Comic Sans. You can change it, the size of the font, maybe to 14. And now everything that is in this group box will be changed to the font that you have chosen. So let us just arrange so this is how you change the font of your controls. You can even change the font of these buttons. What else can you do? If you want to change all these three buttons at the same time, you can highlight them. You can click and hold to highlight the buttons, so they will be highlighted, and you can look for font. You can make it bold and choose, let's say maybe 12. Say okay, now these buttons, the font is now changed. You can click them one by one and adjust them according to your desired size. So this is how you create a user interface in Introduction to Systems Development Level 2. So there are many things that you can do to a user interface. You can change the color. Let's say you want to change the color of this button. You can change the font color. Let's say you want this one, so the text is now changed. You can even change the back color. So you can even change the back color to whatever you want to change it. So, but that is not important. What is important is that you are able to create a user interface. You are able to insert appropriate controls as you were given in your in this image. So for now, we are done creating user interface. In the next one, we will be coding this program to work as it is intended. So please like, comment, and subscribe in our channel so that we'll bring more tutorials on how to use Visual Studios